You would never guess that we increased her calories in the middle of her diet, and that is how she got these results. Most people think that fat loss needs to be one crazy long miserable grind where you're just slashing your calories and increasing your cardio and you're suffering your way to results. But that's not how we built this, and that is a recipe for you to ultimately get burnt out before you ever even get close to the physique goals that you want to have. This was Kayleigh at the beginning of 2024. We actually reversed her up to 2,300 calories before we ever started dieting. From here, we started her first 16-week deficit, and we were able to drop 17 pounds. So we went from 181 to 164, and everything was pretty smooth sailing up until that last couple of weeks where we started to see some bloating, some inflammation, and then also just mental fatigue from being in the deficit. And usually this is where people are like, oh, I just need more discipline. I just need more willpower. I just got to push through. And so many high achievers get caught in this trap. And that's where we didn't lean in. We actually leaned out. This is where we pulled her out of the deficit and we reversed her up to her maintenance calories. And as you can see, her weight held the entire time. On top of that, her digestion improved, her recovery improved, she was no longer bloated, that inflammation dropped off, and her mental state got a little bit of a reset too. And just like that, heading back into deficit part 2, we entered another 16-week dieting phase where we're starting at 2,000 calories, not the 1,500 that she ended the first dieting phase at. And her body was so freaking responsive that we actually dropped 25 pounds. We got intentionally leaner than we wanted to. You want to make sure that you allow a little bit of runway at the end of that diet so that as you are recovering, as you are increasing your food back up, you have a little bit of wiggle room with the weight that you're going to put back on in the process so that you're still very, very happy with the physique at the end. So that's why we ended up at 138. Through the reverse, she dropped a couple of pounds, and now she is happily maintaining at 140, 141-ish, eating 2,000 calories and doing cardio whenever she wants to. Most people try to diet one time and they expect a lifelong result. But the reality of the situation is that if you want a kick-ass transformation like this that lasts, it requires strategy, it requires phases, and it requires patience. You don't earn results like these from a little 12-week sprint to get as shredded as possible. You earn them by thinking of the bigger long-term vision, and that's exactly what Kayleigh did. If you want the framework for how we get lifelong results, jaw-dropping fat loss transformations like these, comment fat loss below and I'll send it your way.